WE Reef Week 2023 in San Pedro, Ramon's Village Resort. That's where we have set up a temporary studio. Most side here with the little time we have remaining. We have had since the last break as always, James Foley, who is the oceans manager of the Nature Conservancy, telling us all about the work that they have been doing. One of the items that we wanted to talk about was the work with seaweed.
The idea of this industry is that it will provide a supplemental income to help diversify the livelihoods of coastal communities throughout the country, and help to not only create that extra economic resilience of coastal communities, but seaweed also has multiple other benefits, right? We've been able to show through our scientific research on the seaweed farms that these plots can actually serve as almost like artificial replenishment zones that attract the larvae and juvenile of critters and other fish species. We've found like lots of baby lobsters living in the seaweed, so it actually helps to through that spillover effect, it will attract those species, and then when they reach their adult stages, they can migrate out and improve the productivity of not just ecologically important species, but also those commercial species like the lobster and conch as well.
So we don't have a lot of time, but just give us a sense of how, because we've been hearing about the exploration and we've been hearing about the potential, but the sense I got, because we did Reef Week a couple of years ago in Turniff, and we did go out and see some of the work that is being done there. It still seems to be in its embryonic stages. We're still feeling our way, to see what markets we could probably attract. How is the progress going from your vantage point?
Yeah, I mean, I would say slowly but surely, right? Mm-hmm. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was the seaweed farming industry in Belize. It takes time because we started from a point where there was just small local consumption and really used in those seaweed milkshakes that people love to drink, and a lot of the work has been in exploring new uses for seaweed, and these can range from cosmetic products, face creams, moisturizers. There's a whole sector in like health foods, food supplements. We know through chemical analysis of the seaweed that has been produced that they have a lot of really good nutrients and vitamins for those health products. And there's even
that's the health component of the Reef.
Yeah, that's right.
Reef Week team.
Health and wealth, right?
Yeah.
So, and there's also potential movement in things like biofuels. I mean, that's not happening yet in Belize, but there is possibility of those type of applications as well. So it has a lot of potential for expansion and diversification of industries in Belize.
On the matter of what is now called replenishment zones and the Maritime Spatial Planning Program that TNC has, would you quickly just describe what we're looking at there?
Yeah. Okay. Well, so as part of the Blue Bonds deal in Belize, where TNC drove a new deal to restructure about $550 million worth of Belize's external debt in exchange for protecting up to 30% of its ocean waters by 2030. Part of this commitment was to develop the marine spatial planning process in Belize, and this through a competitive naming process is now known as the Belize Sustainable Ocean Plan. That's the BSOP, right? And really this is an effort to bring together all of the heads in the room, that all of the key stakeholders that need to be involved in this process to help Belize achieve that 30% by 2030. And this is not going from zero, by the way, because Belize already has 20.5% of its waters under protection. So this is an effort to increase that by another 9.5%, essentially, over the next 7 years. So in return for that enables that relief of the national debt through the restructuring of the debt. So it's like a win-win for all the players, right? For for the country to reduce its debt, for having funds through the Belize, the BFSF, which is the Belize Fund for Sustainable Future. This is a fund that's been created out of the debt restructure that is helping to channel several $1 million a year into conservation in Belize. So reducing that debt, having extra funds for managing Belize's marine resources, enabling public funders and banks to achieve their environmental and sustainable development objectives, and to enable coastal communities to have better livelihoods and increased food security, and as well through the measures that are implemented through the conservation fund generated through this program, improved efforts to protect the coastal communities against the impacts of climate change that we're all witnessing on a daily basis. So it's a win-win for Belize and for the people of Belize and for the environment of Belize.
All right, so we're out of time. Your final thoughts, message on Reef Week 2023 from the TNC.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say that please don't forget that on Friday we actually have the the Reef Week Fair on Friday, March 10th, down in San Pedro Central Park. That will be running from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. You need to get down there. You need to check the booths that will be there. Of course, TNC will also be there with its booth, where you can learn from our wonderful colleagues who will be hosting the booth, all about the details of all the work that the Nature Conservancy is doing Belize, and how you can get involved, what are the benefits of all of the work that we're doing. So we really encourage you to get down and check out that booth, and I just want to say thank you very much for inviting us on the show.
Thank you very much for joining us, James. We've got to go to our final break, and then we come back and wrap up today's edition of Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes.